if you look at his scheme and look at his game plan, does that just come back to his personnel where he feels like it's too easy to take something away and he can't make that adjustment?
I think it's a very valid question, and I think it's a fair question. There have been times where you've watched the Eagles and see that the play calls work. It's just that the function of the offense or the quarterback or the running back or whoever just didn't make it work. So that it's good that you saw guys open, right? And so then you worried about the other part of the coaching. Like, are you not getting through to certain guys? They were a very heavily penalized team for the first 5 or 6 weeks. Then they found their way. And then over the last month, I think they started to accrue the penalties again. That can be discipline. Talent development. I think between Sirianni, who played wide receiver, Patullo, his passing game assistant, who was a wide receiver and quarterback, and then Aaron Moorhead, who was both a college and NFL wide receiver, I think you thought that wide receiver play outside of Devontae Smith was going to be improved this year. Now, Quez Watkins was improved, but altogether, not so. And Jalen Reagor obviously took a step back, and Arcega-Whiteside never did anything differently to make you think that he was going to be a player in that regard. And here we are in the offseason talking about wide receiver again, and how are they going to make that better? So talent development, I think, is also something that we questioned in the Doug Peterson regime, and we still have to find out about in the Nick Sirianni regime.
Reagor back next year. Cap hit is huge if he's not. So is that just something we're all going to have to accept?
Right. It's hard for him not to be back because of everything you said, the cap hit. But here's the thing. If they wind up bringing in a wide receiver, if they sign a veteran wide receiver, or if they draft one, they've already said Devontae's 1 and Quez Watkins was 2. And if they bring in someone better than Quez, then Quez becomes 3 and Jalen becomes 4. Now, can Jalen Reagor be a fourth receiver is a special teams player and only on the field in very select 4 wide receiver formations, which is 10% of the offense, or only on the field if there's an injury. So if does the value then match the role that it was easier with Arcega-Whiteside because as a second round pick by year 3, you're not making that much money. So what I said in the podcast Inside the Birds, I said, I think both sides need to take 2 weeks, decompress, maybe meet in the off season and kind of figure out. I think the Eagles need to be transparent with their plans of what they plan to do at wide receiver and talk with Jalen and feel like, are you still on board with us no matter what role you got? Or are you going to be disappointed? What are we going to do here? And figure all that out. So I wouldn't guarantee that he's going to be back. I think it's likely, but they may find that they don't want to pay. They'll take the cap hit, not pay the money that they are owing him to play 4 or 5, 4th or 5th wide receiver.
Last thing for you, as far as that whole wide receiver thing goes, or excuse me, as far as the whole quarterback situation goes, the Eagles obviously have 3 first-round picks coming up. I don't think that they're going to take 3 players in the first round. That's a lot. Speaking of money, that's a lot of money. Do you think Howie Roseman kind of couches his bets with Jalen Hurts and moves one of those picks to the following year, to next year's draft, in order to maybe move up in that aspect and take a quarterback in the next draft?
I absolutely think it's possible. I would actually think it would be probable. I agree with you that it's more unlikely than likely that they use 3 first-round picks. Now they may package 2 to move up a little bit for a more elite prospect, pass rusher or a cornerback or something. But I agree with you that you always have to keep in mind, based on their history, that they may try to swap that pick to somebody who wants to move up for maybe in that area for a quarterback and then get themselves a future first-rounder, thinking that maybe the quarterback class might be a little bit better in that time than this time.
Who do you like this weekend, my friend?
I like Kansas City, and I like the Rams.
Okay.
I was 3 for 4 this past weekend. So
we're really okay. Yeah, that block punt in Green Bay kind of screwed me over in more ways than one. But anyway, I don't think you're far off. I think that's a very exciting Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, check them out at this updated. We'll get it updated eventually. This updated Twitter profile. Just picture an eagle there in the background. You just love America. You got the American flag back there in this old one, and then you had a bald eagle in the one now. Look at that.
Yes, absolutely.
By the way,
America.
Everyone we've had on since you referenced it as the Inside the Birds Empire, we've had Kaplan on, we've had Vaught on, we've had Quentin Michael on. I only refer to it now as the Inside the Birds Empire. It's the perfect name for it. You guys got everything. Yeah,
they've all kissed our ring, so that's important.
Exactly.
And we're actually going to expand even more so this offseason. So I look forward to, listen, it's like Puffy out here, man. Can't stop, won't stop. We're just going to be inundating everybody with Inside the Birds content as we go forward.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him. Penn State alum, proudly, my good friend, Geoff Mosher. Mosher, thanks, brother.
All right, brother. Have a good one.